Closed, still Ways and Means. We are picking back up H 937 with one of the reporters of the bill, Representative Donahue. We heard a walkthrough of the bill. We heard the fiscal impact of the bill, but people had a lot of questions that were sort of a little outside of our jurisdiction. And so I thought maybe you could answer some of them for us.
Sure.
Yeah, so maybe we could start with you, Mark.
Yeah, sure. So I had a question. It's on section 4 in regards, it listed out all the definitions of unaccompanied youth. And then it goes on to talk about what they qualify for. I guess two questions. Number one, a lot of those things that they qualify for aren't within an age group that's below 16. So is there an age bracket for this? And then I guess the second question is, to me, a lot of this, it talks about how that individual could on their own, my understanding is, seek out some of this, whether it's healthcare stuff or whatever. I guess, again, an age issue for me is pretty concerning.
Sure. This is specifically for 16 and 17-year-olds. This is a model actually that I guess about 33 other states have. This particular one was pretty much lifted, then we made some amendment, but pretty much lifted from the Florida law that's in effect now. And it addresses kids who are on the street, who are homeless, and who the obstacle to them getting any kind of help is the fact that virtually everything in society, you have to have an adult consenting. And so without consent, that they can't rent an apartment, they can't actually even be admitted for some youth programs, things like that, medical care, all of those different things, they can't access at all. And so by getting this certification from an adult in a I don't know what the term is, it's not a social worker, but somebody in that position who works with kids and knows the background, that person certifies. And then that simply becomes an alternative to an adult's consent. It doesn't do anything in terms of, you still have to pay rent. A landlord can still say, I'm not going to rent to you because I don't see evidence that you have enough income to pay this rent. But it substitutes for having the signature of an 18-year-old or above for it.
And for younger youth, my understanding is that they would be in foster care and then there would be an adult who would be able to sign for them.
If they were in foster care, there are younger kids. I think the feeling was some reticence about some states go younger, 14, even 13. We felt that 16 and 17 was the bulk of the kids in that position, and 15 and younger are more likely to. Some of these kids, there are problems with family. We used to, in the program I used to work for, they used to be called throwaways sometimes, but it's not of the type of thing that our Department of Children and Families is going to open a case and put them in foster care. That's not an avenue open to them either. Younger kids are much more likely to get a foster care place.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Representative Donahue? Yeah.
Question about how the funds are now going to how the SSI and other Social Security payments are now going to DCF. I love the changes that you've made, but I want to know why DCF seems very busy with all the things they're doing. And I want to know whether you considered having to go directly to the director instead.
That's a really good question, and that's why I wish the person who's the expert on this part of the bill were here. She's right now in judiciary because it's her part of the bill that's also got the legal parts. I think that, I know I heard that there were reasons. I think that it's more in the scope of what they do because they are the, what's the term, representative payee. So if they're already in that position.
And they already have the relationships with the youth.
I just wondered if they could just change that representative pay I'm just concerned that I don't like the way the funds have been used to date, so I'm thinking, let's not have them go to that pay. No.
Yeah, but the bill would make it clear what they had to do with the money.
I got it.
And I guess from your testimony, I'm wondering, Representative Payne is not a social worker position, but there is some degree of, deep interpersonal stuff that has to happen with someone who sort of knows that person and knows what they're
Yeah.
like and knows what their expenses are like. And my understanding is there aren't sort of staff at the treasurer's office who do that kind of work, but there are staff at DCF who regularly do that kind of work. Okay.
And then second question I have is about, you listed, Bill lists a number of things that these youth will be able to access. And one of them is a car and then car insurance and renting an apartment. And I just wondered about other insurance products, whether you discuss that, like having renter's insurance on their possessions, having life insurance. That I was really only thinking about the renter insurance, but then I thought, well, for insurance purposes, did you discuss insurance generally?
We did not discuss it on a broader level. We really thought, because there were a number of other states with these programs already, that it made sense to start with what they found as important for kids trying to make it on their own. Can always be expanded, but that seemed like the best way to start.
Thanks.
And I was wondering about the limitation, the asset test for reach up,
Yes.
eliminating it altogether instead of, did you consider increasing the limit as an alternative to that?
We did. We discussed that. The biggest problem actually with the asset limit currently is the volume of staff work it takes to have to go out and, count everything, add everything. And in fact, it doesn't happen that somebody has that kind of money in a bank account and is applying for reach up. There's still an asset test for what you're making. There's an income test. And it's, what you get on reach up is not even sustainable for living. So you're not going to, given the income limit and what you get from it, you're not going to trade that off and not spend the money in your, all that money in your bank account. It's not there.
I guess I'm just confused over why there's a fiscal impact of eliminating that then. So
I apologize, I didn't see the fiscal note. I would not think that there would be a fiscal impact because what we've heard from the testimony and so forth is that this is not something where all of the hours and hours of staff work creates a savings by people not being eligible to enroll.
yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can answer at this point. Previous. We understand the when you going to purpose it and go on essentially account or something like that. Was your committee, or are you satisfied that that is being handled so that we don't need to ask further questions about that? The treasurer's office will handle these things as they should.
The SSI
Yeah.
piece, I think we were confident. We heard from,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's basically my question. Thank you. Asked and answered. Thank you.
Just real quick, to Representative Odie's concern about DCF and the representative payee. There's also a process, is that a yearly process by the courts looking at that?
yes, there is. Good point.
Any other questions for Representative Donahue? Thank you. Thank you very much for popping up here. Really appreciate it. Does anyone need anything else before we move to?
I'm sorry, no, I caught my toe there.
Good.
Oh, there's miscellaneous.
I don't understand.
I don't think that's what I caught.
What is this?
Supervision committee.
Section by section of miscellaneous.
Um,
I'm not the big bill for much.
So does anyone need anything else? Okay, so what do we do next then?
My motion.
Yes.
I would like-
No, I need an actual motion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I move that we, this bill for favorably, I guess it's as we received.
Representative Page, can you make a motion?
Oh, sure.
Not that the job.
I make a motion that we, will vote on, H,
9:37.
937.
Oh, gosh, so sorry.
Six.
Let me be in charge. And great, thank you. Representative Page moves that we find 657 favorable. Representative Maslin seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, if the clerk will please call the roll.
Okay, Representative Brannigan is absent. I'll vote yes as Representative Burkhardt, Representative Higley,
Yes.
Representative Holcomb.
Yes.
Representative Kimball,
Yes.
Representative Maslin, Representative Odie, Representative Page,
Yes.
Representative Wazazak,
Yes.
Representative Canfield,
Yes.
and Representative Kornheiser.
Yes,
We have voted H 657 favorable, 10-0-1.
thank you, everyone. Representative Wazak is going to report this. And next up,
Stones.
we are hearing from Representative Stone about an amendment to H 917.
Hi, for the record, Representative Mary Catherine Stone, House Government Operations and Military Affairs. All of the members who were present this morning for House Government Operations and Military Affairs, which is everyone but Representative Cooper of Randolph, offered this amendment, and it's to strike out section 40 and 41, which were the two sections regarding the definition of Gold Star family member. The original language was to include Gold Star, to include people who had a service-connected related death that would allow them to be defined as a Gold Star family member. But after the bill was voted out of our committee, conversations emerged from people who had differing opinions about that. I'm not here to debate that. We're not going to debate it on the floor if this amendment passes, because it's a really delicate and sensitive issue that I think requires more time and intentional conversation, particularly with people who are Gold Star family members themselves, to sort out how they feel we should proceed. So for that reason, that's all this is, just to strike the language, because we're not going to have that conversation today, definitely not on the floor. If this passes, that's my hope. The conversation will continue, but we just don't feel it's appropriate to have it today in a rushed manner on the floor.
Can you name those sections again?
It is sections 40 and 41. 40, 41, just anything related to this topic. We're just nip it in the bud for today. We're not going to talk about it.
Representative Page.
Yes, so this section, remains as it.
It's ripped out in its entirety, so we will not be mentioning Gold Star, period. It's just going to be a bill that talks about parking, a bill that talks about spouses, and a bill that talks about actually reflecting that we're electing an adjutant general, not an adjutant and inspector general, because that's a fake title that's antiquated and needs to be changed. That's what this bill will be.
Any more?
Just to clarify, the thought is to have a thoughtful conversation and maybe address this in the Senate if this moves forward.
A different time. I mean, it just not here, not now, and it doesn't need to be even something I feel that I want to talk about at this table right now, because it's not my discussion to have. I think impacted people should be having the conversation, not us on the House floor right now. So it'll be up to them. That's the hope, is it'll be up to them as far as how they want to proceed. Does it happen in the Senate? Does it happen this year? Does it happen next year? Does it happen never? It'll be up to them. I don't think it's our place.
So again, section 40 remains the same.
This is striking it out. Section 40 and 41 would be
So there's
goodbye
no-
forever.
No license plates at all.
No, 40 and 41 would be gone, period.
The existing license plates remain as.
Oh, yeah, sorry, like the
Like
way,
for the
what you're
Gold
saying.
Star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the next.
Right.
and-
right, but tweaking it, changing it, that conversation will be over for now.
Anyone else? Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Let us do a straw poll on that. All those in favor? All those opposed? Great, 10-0-1. And Do we have anything at one? Great. See everyone tomorrow.
That amendment, I don't have anything to do.
No, not really.
Because it's not a fiscal issue.
Yep.
So.
So we'll see everyone tomorrow morning at 9. And please, do pay attention to each other on the floor and your phones, just in case something comes up and we need